Hey guys, welcome to Boxing Squared for boxing news and views from around the internet. And another installment of heavyweight news and brief today, starting with the World Boxing Super Series, which is considering running a heavyweight tournament as part of its next season. Promoter Kalle Sauerland says you would probably look at Dillian Whyte, Derek, some of the younger guys, Dubois, Hrgovic, Kabayel. There are loads. There are about 12 to 13 names to get down to 8, maybe even do a couple of qualifiers. We would definitely be able to pay them more than what they are earning now. It is about the money. We are going to change the timetable and do it over the year, so we will be looking at the first fights around February, building to the final at the end of the year. And he says, I don't know if there are going to be 2 weights, 3 or 4 right now. It depends on budget, obviously, and seeing what we can put together in the best way. But it will be exciting. That's promoter Kalle Sauerland. So I guess really for heavyweight fans, it's a case of watch this space. And I will do a separate video to this one, breaking down what a possible heavyweight bracket might look like. The decision by heavyweight prospect Bakhodier Jalolov to drop down to the amateurs to represent Uzbekistan at the World Championships in Russia is making waves in the boxing world following a brutal knockout he inflicted over Richard Torres. The WBC president Mauricio Sulaiman has weighed in to express his outrage on social media, saying brutal and criminal to allow a professional boxer Jalolov from Russia with a 6-0 record as a pro to fight outclassed, outweighted and far smaller USA 20-year-old amateur Torres, AIBA World Championship in Russia. Jalolov is scheduled for his 7th pro fight in 11 days in USA. And Sulaiman also appealed to Jalolov's promoter Lou DiBella, saying on social media, "My dearest Lou, you have always been an advocate of safety, and this fight is horrifying. A professional boxer with 6-0 against a 20-year-old USA amateur." And I guess what the situation has highlighted is that there is an avenue to drop back down to the amateurs if you are early in your pro career, and depending where you're from and what the rules and regulations are, you can drop down. And the debate is now whether or not that loophole should exist. Weigh in on that one, please. The WBC champion Deontay Wilder says he will be targeting the area in which Tyson Fury sustained 2 cuts against Otto Wallin. Wilder says Fury is very vulnerable. He says when he gets hit on the chin, it's a wrap. Otto Wallin was doing a great job. I thought he was going to get a stoppage. It looked like the cut was 3 inches wide and 2 inches deep. That's the worst cut besides the Klitschko and Lennox fight. That's the worst cut I've seen in my life. I can't wait. I hope they heal well, and I can't wait to see Mr. Fury. That's not my problem if he's ready or not. He signed the contract. That's his problem. He better get ready. No matter what he does, when he fights me, it's going to open right back up. I'm going to pop it right back open. He can get plastic surgery, duct tape, staples, super glue, hot glue, cement glue. He can go get some of that flex glue. It ain't even going to matter. Meanwhile, Otto Wallin has received a lot of media attention since returning home to his native Sweden. The 26-year-old says, "It felt great to have such a welcome at home in Sweden. The media and the people are really backing me more and more, and that's awesome. Boxing in Sweden needs all the attention it can get, and it feels good to be part of helping boxing at home and to be a role model for the kids." Wallin's promoter Dmitry Salita says Otto had an outstanding fight against Tyson Fury and a well-deserved hero's welcome in his homeland. Although he didn't get to take the belt home, it feels like he did to his fans in Sweden. As he said after the fight, it was a great learning experience, and he's definitely proven to himself and the boxing world that he's a big part of the heavyweight division. The sky is the limit for Otto, and I'm very happy that he achieved his celebrity athlete status in the US and back home in Sweden. Kubrat Pulev's next fight date is set to be November 9th, according to BoxRec, with the site listing the Bulgarian will be fighting on a card in Fresno, California. Although Top Rank is still to officially announce this card, which Pulev looks like he will be fighting on. Hughie Fury looks set to return to the ring in November, according to his trainer and father, Peter Fury. He says after that fight, we'll then step him right back up, and even down the line, if we can get a rematch with Povetkin. If there's enough in it, that would be fantastic. Peter Fury says, "We've been working a lot on the backhand, but when he stepped up, he can't pull the trigger. At British and domestic level, he can pull the trigger. When he's up on the world level, he can't." And he says, "I'm happy with the performance against Povetkin. He ticked a lot of boxes. Hughie's had 3 fights where he's had 3 losses, but it's not as if the guys have beat him up. Hughie's only losing the fights because of what he's not doing, not what the other guy is doing in front of him. He's got a terrific future, and there's one thing we do know: he'll fight anybody, and he's got a terrific chin. He's probably got one of the best chins in heavyweight boxing." New Zealand heavyweight Joseph Parker is preparing for anything come October the 26th when he fights Derek Chisora in London. Parker says of Chisora, "You never know who's going to turn up. He's either really good or not as good. He's either crazy or calm. You never know who is going to be turning up, so we're not sure what to expect. We are going to go over there and be prepared for whatever he brings." And the former WBO champion has also told several media outlets he's hoping to secure a rematch with Dillian Whyte should he beat Derek Chisora. Ebenezer Tete is continuing to talk trash to Daniel Dubois ahead of their showdown for the Commonwealth title later this month. The unbeaten Ghanaian fighter says Daniel Dubois has never tasted power like mine. He thinks he's going to walk in and I will be on the back foot. Once I start landing, he will realize he is very wrong. I'm not like other opponents. People get in the ring with Daniel and get scared. The difference is I see Daniel for what he really is. He's not a scary man, he is a scared boy. The rising prospect Aslanbek Makhmudov will now face a different opponent on September the 28th in Canada. The Russian had been due to face unbeaten Tishibur Kalonga, but Kalonga has been unable to secure a visa and has had to pull out of the fight. Makhmudov will now face Julian Hernandez, who has a record of 13-1. That one loss was to Tom Schwartz, who knocked him out in 2 rounds a year ago. TVA Sports reports that Hernandez was already in training for another fight before signing on to fight Makhmudov. Heavyweight Joey Daweko has labelled Murat Gassiev a chicken, claiming the former cruiserweight champion has again pulled out of a fight with him. Gassiev had been due to face Daweko a couple of months ago, but withdrew due to injury. And on social media, Daweko has claimed they were again set to meet in October, although that had not been publicly announced. And in his statement, he said, "Okay, so this is the second time I was scheduled to face Murat Gassiev, and like the first time, he pulled out again. The first time I gave him the benefit of the doubt and understood that with his injury, he was not ready to compete. So I agreed to fight him on October 12th in Chicago. We found out he pulled out again, claiming the same injury. Now there's something fishy about this. I just don't think he wants to fight me. Let's go, Murat. I want to beat the chicken out of you for playing games with me. When are you going to fight me?" And rounding out this bulletin, heavyweight prospect Kim Lundqvist, who's currently 9-0, says he got great benefit from acting as Tyson Fury's sparring partner for 5 weeks. The Danish fighter was one of a number of fighters that helped prepare Fury for his fight with Otto Warren in Las Vegas on September 14th. Lundqvist says it's a big deal when the greatest heavyweight in the world asks you to come and spar before his fight to help get him ready. He was very good at complimenting me on my boxing when I had done something good, and his trainer Ben Davison too. They were really open with me and I learnt a lot. I want to become one of the greats. I know I'll have to start from the bottom and work my way up, and I'm just so motivated. I'm ready for whatever and I can't wait to fight again. I want to prove to people that I'm serious. I'm not here for fun. I want to be the best and I'm not settling for anything less. That's Danish heavyweight prospect Kim Lundqvist. That's it from me. Drop a comment, loud and often, hit like, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, boxing_squared. I'm out.